Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to today's lesson. Acid trip or no acid trip? What do I mean by that? Well, there's this forever debate on whether you should use acid-based wheel cleaners to clean your wheels. The second we hear the word acid, most people's brains go into freak out mode. Oh my gosh, acid, it's going to ruin the wheel. It's going to burn a hole right into my skin. So to be a voice of reason, which I've said in other videos, think about the acid that you're getting. It's contained in a plastic bottle. So if you understand chemistry, you will understand that, for one, not all acids are created equal. There is a chemical reaction that can either happen or not happen. There's a chemical reaction that is wanted or unwanted. That's where basic understanding of chemistry and the pH scale are useful in the world of auto detailing. So while I know acid-based wheel cleaners are very effective, but they're safe. Virtually every wheel you will come across will be clear coated, meaning just like your paint job, it has the color coat and it's got a clear protective coating on it. So the wheel can be painted different colors. Generally, with the majority of the wheels, they come in some version of silver. So they paint the wheel silver. This wheel in particular actually has two types of silver on it. You've got the darker silver or gray, and then you've got the lighter silver. So they paint the alloy wheel and then they clear coat it. So that acid that's contained in a plastic container, guess what? At a base level, in a very generalized way, clear coat is a type of plastic. Therefore, acid-based wheel cleaners are safe and very effective. The problem I have moving forward as I get older is I see the error in my ways. So now I want to protect myself from harsh chemicals. I also don't want the runoff going down the drain into the oceans and trashing the environment. I know this is what happens as you get older. Your value system changes. Hopefully it changes. So now I'm forever seeking out alternatives to the harsh chemicals that we are taught that are required or necessary or that are our only options. So once again, I've gone outside of the world of traditional car care, and in this bottle is Simple Green. I'm pretty certain it's sold worldwide. So if you're watching this from another country, it may not be instantly recognizable. Here in the States, Simple Green has been around for decades. They were founded, started, and still exist in Seal Beach, which is a beach community here in the Southland. Environmentally safe products. Like their original formulation, you could literally drink it and know that you're not gonna die or get sick. You could spray it and wash in it and you're not gonna cause damage to your body. It's environmentally safe. Not environmentally friendly, because you can have products that don't necessarily destroy the environment. Okay, that's one thing where it's like, okay, they kind of do a little damage, but they're not what you would call completely safe. So this is completely safe at every level. Your skin, your eyes, your digestion, your inhalation. So when you breathe it in, like there's some videos where I see guys using, like, for example, Meguiar's super degreaser, which I promoted endlessly in many videos, but it's like, oh my gosh, that's so harsh. Like, what is that doing to my lungs? That's something to consider. When you're young, you don't really consider it. Now I'm older, I consider it more and more. So this is very safe. The second point I want to make is that if you're not dealing with years of built-up brake dust, you don't have to overthink it. So a product like this, that's a natural grease cutter, this product, Simple Green, it comes as a concentrate. You can use it straight without diluting it down with any water, or you can use it as a dilution. You can cut it down based on your task. Wheels, I want it as aggressive as possible. I hate even using that word aggressive because people instantly go into freak out mode. It just means it's gonna be a stronger concentrate by not diluting it down, is the obvious. Notice I'm working in the direct, meaning I'm gonna have plenty of runoff here. This is where I want to quit destroying the environment. So I can use as much of this as I want, and I can feel confident knowing it's not going to destroy any of the environment. No environmental impact. How about that? As well as on myself. Like everything in life, it's going to have trade-offs. The trade-off for me is worth it. What I'm trading off is I'm not using an acid-based wheel cleaner that's going to possibly damage my skin, my eyes, my lungs, the environment, and it would be more effective if I'm dealing with accumulated brake dust. But I'm not. I maintain the wheels on my car very consistently and regularly. So all I need is a very simple no pun intended since I'm using Simple Green, a very simple, basic, detergent-based, I mean, there's many words you could call it, alkaline-based, detergent-based, soap-based, whatever works for you in your head. The point is it's going to help break down the dirt and the dust and the brake dust specifically. Because it's not accumulated, I have not allowed it to sit there for years on end, it's not going to be a big issue. I accept that I'm going to have to agitate regardless of the chemical I'm using, even in an acid-based wheel cleaner. Unless you've got a pressure washer that's pumping out like 2200 psi at the tip, then I can spray some acid-based wheel cleaner, blast it, and it's going to be 99% perfect. Every other wheel cleaner, you're going to have to manually agitate it with some kind of brush. If I'm going to have to go through that anyways, why not use a product like this? It's also way more economical than these dedicated wheel cleaners. So let's see how it works. Something that I took the time to do, folks, for all you keyboard jockeys, is I actually covered the ground, because I've had people comment like, oh dude, you laid your brush on the ground, it's gonna pick up some dirt and debris and transfer it to your wheel. Well, these are synthetic bristles. They don't naturally grab onto dirt and debris. Also, I've got a clean working area. I'm using some common sense and critical thinking for the moment. It's just that if I don't address that specifically, you may not know that, but yes, it's an issue. I'm not pulling this onto the sand at the beach and expecting to throw my brushes onto the ground and then clean them. But I did that nonetheless. Once again, 4 areas of the wheel: the face, the lug nuts, the barrel, and the caliper. I've got a brush assigned for each of those steps. This video is really about Simple Green and how you can actually use that for many uses. In this case specifically to clean the wheel, as well as, that's the added bonus, the tire sidewall, so I can remove the old tire dressing before I apply a new application of fresh tire dressing. I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to speed it up just so you can see it, and we'll come back in and we'll show you the finished results. You'll notice I pre-soaked it. Then as I'm working to keep the product active, as in fluid, whereas it's not dry, you'll see that I do both simultaneously. Now the wheel barrel is clean. Now I'm gonna move on to the brake caliper, pick a different brush, and go to town. This is my bottle brush, which you can find on my website. Now the caliper is done. What I want to interject right now is management. You've got to manage your liquid. So because I've already done the wheel barrel, then I jump to the caliper. It's starting to dry on the wheel barrel. If I want to keep this wet and allow for additional dwell time, I've got to be aware. Detailing really is all about awareness. And because of this, you will begin to notice that you consume disturbing amounts of brake cleaner, which goes to illustrate my point even more as to not damaging the environment. These wheels are unique, and they've got these little cutouts here that are different cutouts than the lug areas. So I'm gonna switch to my bottle brush. I can only do that because, wait for it, I have a bottle brush with me. Now the actual lugs, because they're deeper, I'm gonna switch to my lug brush. You'll notice that this wheel has very little actual face to it, as in facing out this way. Most of it is intricate details. Now, because I've left the face for the very end, I'm going to keep my working area wet. I'm going to switch to both the face brush, this, and I'm going to do downward strokes. Why downward strokes? Because I don't want it flinging up into my face. But once again, I have these unique spokes that are hard to, because this is what I would have to do with this brush, which is doable, but I can switch back to this brush and get the inside of these spokes pretty easily and be more efficient at it. I think I have completion. It's time for the rinse. I'm being very cautious because this is a metal sprayer. I don't want to chip up my wheel, so I'm going to be cautious when I'm going in. I prefer this sprayer because I can adjust it right at the tip. So I can do a little tiny amount of water here, or I can do, if I want to go in hot, I can do a full stream, all controllable right at the grip. I'm going to double check my results. It looks good. Once again, this is a wheel I maintain very regularly. I love looking at a performance wheel that's all detailed and clean to perfection on the inside of the wheel barrel, so it's important to me, but this is what's required: multiple tools, techniques, processes, these steps in the right sequence. Now the wheel is still wet. What I want to address, same product by the way, very economical, is strip off the old layer of tire dressing. Regardless of the tire dressing you choose, your tire sidewall will get dirty like the rest of your wheel. So even though it's a water-based or oil-based, solvent-based, silicone-based, doesn't matter, it's going to collect dirt. I want to strip that off. I want to make sure I remove that and clean the sidewall before I apply a new application of tire dressing. I keep a microfiber at hand so that I can mop up carefully. My overspray that I've gotten on the paint, based on how you are detailing your car, will determine whether you need to do that or not. Now I'm going to blow the wheel. Yes, folks, you are going to see Darren publicly blow a wheel. Viewer discretion is advised, because Darren is going to blow a wheel. And in this context, what I mean is I'm going to blow the water with my electric leaf blower. That is my winning balance as far as compressed air. I don't have to rely on an air compressor. All I need is a little bit of electricity. I'm going to practice safe blowing by protecting my ears. Now I've blown the wheel. Did you have a good time? Did you hear that? I think it said yes. So thumbs up. They just gave me a thumbs up. I know I had a good time. So I blow the wheel. What I'm really doing is trying to get off all the accumulated puddled up water. It's not perfect. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in with what I call my disposable microfiber cloths, and I'm just going to quickly touch it up. You'll notice that it will still accumulate some brake dust. Wheels are just difficult, especially a wheel like this. This is one of the more difficult wheels that I've come across, which dope on that part, because these are the wheels that I get to maintain on a regular basis now. Anyhow, but because I wanna take it to the next level and I want to wipe, because even though I've blown it, and if I blow it quickly enough after I rinse it, I will get almost no water spotting. But there's still going to be some water spotting or layers of just residual dirt. So what you can do is take your desired brush, whatever it is that you use. I'll even switch off for this one. I'm going to wrap it so it hangs over the front, and now I can go in here, grab it like this, and wipe inside that wheel barrel for true perfection, just like that. And if you finesse it properly, you're not constantly managing your cloth. Yes, is the cloth hitting the ground? I'm fully aware of that, but it's not transferring any debris onto the wheel because I've already scoped out my area. So now I can guarantee when I move this car, I will have perfection to 99%, and I can just touch it up as needed after I move the car and double check the wheel. So, Simple Green. I'll be putting out more and more videos about this product. Environmentally safe. Simple Green makes multiple products, so check out my website. There's always going to be links at the bottom under the Show More box. By all means, if you like what you're seeing, thumbs up. Better yet, leave me a comment. What's your thoughts on car wheel cleaners, acid base versus non-acid base, organic acid base? How's that for wordplay? Organic. I think Nanoskin makes an organic acid-based wheel cleaner. I'm not even sure what that means. I know what it's meant to suggest, but who knows? Also, what's your thoughts on the environment and runoff? Because I see endless guys doing it. I'm guilty of it myself. I'm trying to mend my ways. I'm trying to adopt a more healthy, friendly approach moving forward. I've got a lot of territory to make up for. Simple Green so far seems to be that winning balance for many ways. It worked very well on this wheel. I'm going to bring you in. I'll conclude with that. So if you subscribe to my channel and you want to be alerted every time I post a video, all you have to do when you hit subscribe, there's a little bell icon next to it. You hit that bell and you'll receive the alerts. I want to thank Sean from Blue Tech Mobile Detailing for being my camera guy today. You can check out his website and his YouTube channel itself. Now, just to verify my results, and something that you might notice, that is the brake rotor right there. It's made of uncoated iron. It will rust naturally. It doesn't matter what chemical you're using, you're gonna get some kind of rust that naturally accumulates and forms. The second you drive the car and you hit your brakes, it's gonna shave that clean, so you don't need to worry about that. And really, if you're using water, there's just no way around it. Simple water is gonna get those to rust. But I want to just show you the inside of the wheel barrel. Here's the cool M series brake caliper, powder coated in a metallic blue with the M series logo on it. I am very happy with my results. I am Darren Priest and I endorse this message.